time. I don't know what the deal was there, but I don't know what the deal was there. I don't think it's echoing now. I don't know why it echoes. If it's echoing now, if I talk for a while. Well, I will look up a video on YouTube and see if it fixes that. All right. Well, if it's echoing, I don't know what to do about it. If it's echoing, I don't know what to do about it. It actually that's an echo on my end. Hopefully, it's not echoing on your end. If it is, I do apologize for the echo. I will get it fixed. I'm gonna watch a video on YouTube on it and see if it's just what it is. But until then, we'll just muddle through it. So this is Bedlam. Today we're gonna do it. We're gonna make sure we're on freshman level first. So I think we went up a level 2 soon. And we're on freshman. Let me make sure it's set for 10 minutes. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Let's start out that. Hopefully it's not echoing on your end. It was echoing on my end. I don't know why it was echoing on my end. Let's edit the uniforms and we'll get started. Let's do the... it's Pete, orange jersey, and we'll do white pants. I was going to do black pants, so I decided to do white pants this time and do the traditional home opener look. And we will get started with it. And hopefully we'll have this audio fixed by the next live stream. In between this live stream and the next live stream today, I might watch a video on to see if it was just on my device. Hopefully it's not echoing. But I'll let you listen into the game, and we'll be back at the end of the game to wrap it up.
Welcome to Boone Pickens Stadium, Stillwater, Oklahoma, home to the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Pistol Pete ready to start firing those pistols for the battle we have in store. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see, the number 14 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the 18th ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Sooners will kick it away first. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Cowboys offense takes the field. The whole perception of how successful your season is really depends on how you handle this game, how you handle Bedlam.
Man, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, two teams that simply do not like each other. The emotion always runs so high, and historically, David, this has been a game that has massive conference implications.
And you think about the state of Oklahoma, all the fans, the division amongst each other, so much juice coming into this game. Got to handle the nerves well and start fast.
So, guys, over the last few years, there have been seismic changes to college football. Realignment, name, image, and likeness. But one of the biggest changes, the transfer portal.
Yeah, and now guys that are unhappy or in a situation where they see something that they'd rather be in, now you can leave, and there is no penalty. So a lot of recruiting, Jesse, on other people's teams that go on throughout a season.
Yeah, it's 365, and it's a lot of pressure on coaches to re-recruit their own players as well to try to keep those rosters intact. But the transfer portal completely flips rosters upside down. One team that struggles this year, if they get one key addition, it's a team potentially competing for a national championship next season.
Snagged in the middle, it's Presley. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. The Cowboys look to keep this drive humming. Dropping back, it's Bowman. Right down the middle. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. After the misconnection, it's second down. Now the play fake. Throws toward the end zone. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. So now the offense is going to have to regroup. A turnover on the first drive of the game can bruise that confidence a little bit.
No doubt about it. It's so hard as an offense to create any momentum and get any confidence early when you turn it over at this juncture in the game. You're just trying to kind of feel out this defense, and you're formatting them, and you're trying different play calls to set things up for later. But when you turn it over on the first drive, it's hard to get that momentum established.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Sooners moving quickly to the line. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
And that's what you're trying to do, not just in this game, but for the season. You're just trying to set the tone defensively, and they do that getting the sack. They feel good about their front seven and all the athletes they have. It'll be fun to watch this unit for the rest of this game and see how they do in one-on-one situations.
And the Sooners decide to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. To throw, it's Bowman. Lets it fly, try. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. After the misfire, now on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. Oklahoma State got a rare but most satisfying close victory the last time they saw the Sooners.
And it was such a big game for the Pokes, and you got to feel great if you're their coaching staff watching how their team responded late in the game when it was on the line. They were able to make those plays. David, they know they're expecting another dogfight today.
Yeah, it's big for their confidence. When you get a win, listen, Oklahoma has dominated this series, but when you get a win, you've got that confidence. You can show the team, we can do this. So they're looking to build on one and get two in a row.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. And the Cowboys will punt it away on fourth down. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And that punt will make its way into the end zone, and they'll put it in play from their own 20. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum. I tell you what, man, you better be looking at your puppy dog feet and seeing where they are, Palmer. You don't want to get back in that end zone and bad things happen when you get sacked.
I don't know if you want to even risk this quarterback having to hold on to the football very much longer after watching that last play. This defense right now is pinning their ears back on this area of the field, and they are getting after him quick.
The Sooners send out the punt unit. 3-and-out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Off the play fake on first down. Makes the grab. It's Gordon. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Back to pass. It's Bowman. And he needed a little bit wider field as that one falls out of bounds. This is the type of play that decides games. Are you tough enough to convert 3rd and short from the 30? From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads it left. Fires into traffic, intercepted. The sudden change on the turnover, and man, he was looking for running room. Couldn't find that.
All right, I want to break in here and see if it's echoing after me.
2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
After me.
Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3-and-out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Grabs it in the middle. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Just missed on the connection, incomplete.
And 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Bringing it back is Presley. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oak. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. He uncorks a laser deep down the middle. Now, a couple of times historically that the SEC has reached into the Big 12 during an expansion era, and the Big 12 would love to land a blow on the field here in this one.
Yeah, I think there probably is some of that with the Big 12.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. The Cowboys will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. First down here for the offense. The inside handoff. Can't get him to the ground. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. The Sooners want to crank the tempo. This rivalry dates back to 1904, and the story goes, guys, that the ball got loose once, rolled down a hill, went into a creek, and both teams went in there and fought for it.
And isn't that just what rivalry should be about? We'll fight you. We'll meet you anywhere, in a creek, wherever. We know, Jesse, Oklahoma State, they don't like each other.
Put your face in the fan, put your face in the creek and get that football. I love that. And this really is a storied tradition between these two schools. You don't necessarily have to be from the state of Oklahoma to appreciate that when Oklahoma State plays Oklahoma, man, that is must-watch TV.
Fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
An explosive play to start the drive, and they'll try to keep the D on its heels. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Looking for a huge play. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. Couldn't get anything done on 1st down. Now 2nd and 10 from the 46. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Cowboys will line up to punt it away. Running it back, it's Burks. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at 23. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. They've had to punt the last couple of times they've had it, David, now trying to put something together.
Well, Reese, you know how much I love punters and kickers. Like, you don't want to see them very often. Those are not guys that we want to see on the field. We want to do something else and be a little bit more productive offensively here.
I think, David, on this drive, the quarterback's just got to settle down. These last few drives, looks like he's seeing ghosts. We've seen him force the football. He's missed a couple of throws. He needs to just take a deep breath and play with it himself.
Wants to throw. It's Arnold. Getting some heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
And the Sooners will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity ladder. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. What a disappointment. No good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. They'll run the screen. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. The Sooners will hustle to the line. Here's the handoff. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking to pass. It's Arnold. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
And that's a great job by the defense not letting that bird out of the cage. When you can run like this guy can, you got to keep the edge. Did a great job. He went backwards, retreated, gave up some ground. They didn't give up the outside. Got the sack on the play.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. The Sooners will call on their punt team. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. On the return, it's Presley. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Time to take a shot. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Now on 2nd down after the incompletion. He's looking to throw. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Oklahoma has dominated this rivalry, guys, so much so that it almost seems like just a relief to the Sooners when they win.
Up to this point, Reese, no doubt, Oklahoma, they have owned this series against their in-state rival. But, David, you know, in rivalry games, you got to throw the records out the window because of the emotion that's played on game day.
So much emotion, so much hatred. You throw it out because, listen, you got nothing to lose. Everybody expects Oklahoma to win this game every year. So if I'm the Cowboys, I can take chances, try to make plays, try to make something good happen early.
Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Quarterback on the keeper. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. And the Sooners racing to the line in the hurry-up.
The offense thought they had a good look to run that play into with the QB, but there's just an example of a defender winning his one-on-one battle and making a tremendous play. Great effort by that guy.
The deep thinking brings some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Picks up just a few before he's brought down, not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. The Sooners will punt this one away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Comes out throwing on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Presley. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the 1st down out to the 30. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Handoff to the lone back.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Handoff from the shotgun. The Cowboys get the 1st down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. Starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Softened them up with a run. Now to throw. Caught near the sticks. It's 4. Dragged down at the 46 after a pickup of 5 and the 1st down. And the Cowboys come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. Finds his big tight end. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. A new set of downs after the completion. They'll run it from the gun. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on 1st down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
The Cowboys will move the sticks with the 1st down.
And I don't care if I did it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the 1st down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the 1st down.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
He's got his man. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. Absolutely perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, a big-time top 25 duel. Let's get right to the pictures. Georgia is currently trailing, but if this young star leads a comeback today, he could join Matthew Stafford and Stetson Bennett among the greats to play in Athens. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Clemson. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Rumbles ahead for 6 and all the way out to the 16. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Arnold. Feeling some heat. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
The Sooners line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Looking for a block, it's Presley. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Long incompletions are okay. You got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big-time points.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's caught downfield. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Cowboys!
And this offense gets on the board and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he doinks it off the left upright. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
The give on the inside. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Sometimes you wonder if rivals really don't like each other. This guy sure doesn't like anybody on the other side. He's tackling everybody.
And that's the kind of defender I want. The guys who don't like people. They love collisions. They love to throw their body around. Jesse, he's been all over the field.
And this guy's good week in, week out, right? But in this game, he just seems like he's more dialed in, and he's playing at a different intensity level right now than I think anybody else on the field.
And the Sooners will send out the punt unit. He gets a block. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. Ball spotted right at midfield as they try to convert 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Caught close to the marker. It's Stewart. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. And the Cowboys have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Gets it out quickly. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. Just inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. And he'll step into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Cowboys.
I know we're only in game one, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do. And they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
Play the analytics here, and you go for 2. Looking to throw, it's Bowman. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Acha. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game, and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Pressure coming. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
Goodness gracious, this is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game. Are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
State the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. He's looking downfield to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Sooners decide to punt it away. On the move, it's Presley. He only needs a sliver of daylight. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Looking downfield, it's Bowman. Looking for a deep man. Got it. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
It hasn't taken very long this season to just see how scary this offense is. They wanted to be aggressive coming out to start this season, and you've seen that with the play calling on this drive. It does not take these guys with their speed very long to score. Watch out. This unit has a chance to be special.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. They'll start this drive with a pass. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Power football with the run. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Running it back, it's Presley. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, seldom do the rational turn irrational the way they do when these two teams and fan bases get together for Bedlam. And we've got to start our halftime breakdown with this superstar running back. His elusiveness, his raw power. This young man is the total package. And his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is a differentiator. A lot of guys can hit the hole. This kid can hit the hole and hit the home run in the passing game.
The Cowboys will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Achuk. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Sooner offense returns to the field. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. The Sooners will punt it away on fourth down. He's got great speed. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
And the Cowboys have a first down.
And most importantly, they got the first. They've been getting pushed around up front this game and haven't created a lot of lanes to run the football, but you needed it. You needed that first down. You needed to get the sticks moving. You need to run some clock, so good job by the offense finding a little bit of space to get the first down.
And the pass is incomplete, but there is a penalty flag. Did they get the receiver for a push-off?
You don't see offensive pass interference called very often, so usually you know it's pretty blatant. It's pretty obvious. It's a severe push-off or, you know, obviously trying to break up a play so you don't give up a pick, but clear offensive pass interference on that play.
Finds his tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. Dropping back, it's Bowman. Looking to the big tight end. And the incomplete pass was just too hot to handle. They couldn't connect on second down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And after making the interception, a terrific return to put his offense in great field position at the 42. Line gets set, 1st down. He leaves it with his back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. 6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Give to the back. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day. They're facing a 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
That's his 2nd sack of the ball game. That dude is getting after the quarterback offensive. What's my adjustment? First of all, I'm going to roll out away from him. I'm going to double team him. Let somebody else beat me, not that guy, because his speed off the edge is killing me.
And they'll just down it right there.
And the punter pulling out his pitching wedge on that. Look at the spin on this ball. It just died as soon as it hit the ground. Beautiful job.
Give to the running back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Strong run and useful. Picks up 4 out to the 9. You've got a 3rd and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. They'll try to power their way ahead. The Cowboys have enough for the 1st down.
Well, they needed 2 yards to get that 1st down. That's exactly what they got. Great job of execution.
No secret about it. Just got to be physical, get a hat on a hat, low man wins, all the cliches to get that 3rd down and short.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mid. They put 1 mid on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
And the Cowboys are moving quickly down the field. They'll leave it with him. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Bowman. Fires to the middle. It's complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Cowboys have it with a 1st and 10. The run from the shotgun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Trying to get to him. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Got him downfield. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Trying to escape and get it himself. Good, solid tackle. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Give him 88 yards on the day, and the defense has been getting a steady diet of this dude on opening day. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17. And the Cowboys have moved it inside the 20. Gives it to the back on the draw. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal for this offense. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now it's 3rd and goal. Try to barge their way in. Knocked down for the tackle.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here, Paul.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out, man. I'm going to go for the touchdown right here. And if I miss, they got to go the whole length of the field to score a touchdown.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Buys a little time with his feet. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in this second half.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
3rd and long situation. They try to go screen. I think they were hoping it was going to be a big zone and they could get those offensive linemen down the field, but the defense sniffed it out, forcing the incompletion.
He'll bring it back. It's Presley. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Presley. They stop him at the 22. 15-yard pickup on the play. And a 1st down just outside the red zone. On the move. Fighting off the defender. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. He's up to 113 yards rushing, and this offense wanted to establish the ground game, and man, have they started the season right in that regard. The Cowboys come to the line with a new set of downs.
The offense with a big opportunity.
They'll try the run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the back. Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Bowman. Touchdown, Cowboys! And the stomping has commenced. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Ole Miss is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that looks like it did when Archie and Eli were here. They're up by 17 over the Astronauts. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? And the returner is stopped. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need to.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
I know this defense came into this game hoping to get pressure on the quarterback, but I don't know in their wildest dreams if they ever thought it was going to look this good. I lost track at 5 sacks. They have been all over this quarterback today.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Slips through the line. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. Leaves it with the back. On the move is a 30. Nothing but green ahead. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
What a big-time run for this offense. A physical run, getting down, almost scoring the touchdown.
Yeah, and considering how well they're running it right now, why wouldn't you just hand it off to this guy right here again?
A first down run in the red zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. And the route is on. Pistols keep firing as the Cowpokes have stretched out their lead.
It's been the Pokes offense to me. It's really established the running game. They've been throwing it well, and it seems like when plays have presented themselves, David, they're the ones that have been able to take advantage.
They have. And how much does this mean? Bedlam is such a big rivalry. Oklahoma State fans are jacked up and putting the pressure squarely right now in this second half on the Sooners.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Boy, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff unit about to go to work. On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. He's looking to throw it. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down. Line getting set on second down. Back to pass, it's Arnold. Moving away from pressure. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. And the Sooners send out the punt unit. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense. And the Cowboys come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Handoff from the gun. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. The give to the back. They make the stop at the 19 after a pickup of 5.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. No big secret what they're trying to do here. They've kept it on the ground. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Keeps those legs churning for 3 yards. He's down at the 9. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Ready
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal.
Pound 55 weak.
He'll throw on 3rd down. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys! And the punishment has been extended.
Game 1, you want to come out, put drives like that together, score a bunch of points, and especially at home. Give your home crowd something to get excited about. They have today. They've been jacked up, and they're going to go 1-0.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Just when you think it's automatic, it's not. Extra point, no good. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Chuck. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Trying to find his man on 1st down. A little screen to the running back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Back to throw, it's Arnold. Floats it out in space. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's a couple yards up the middle. Now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. They've got the screen set up. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. The Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. On the return, it's Presley. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Oklahoma State has it back, and the offense is on the field. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Trying play action. He'll pull it down and run. He has brought down the man. What a job to find some running room and move the chains. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. The run to the left. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. He stopped at the 32-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, and it'll be a 1st down. The Cowboys are rolling down the field.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Out of the gun, the inside give. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. To the ground with the back. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the 1st down on 3rd and long. Unleashes one deep. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And this one is good, and it's been anything but easy for him. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Charlotte fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. They're trailing by just 2 to James Madison. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be... What a complete disaster. What a terrible decision to run that far backwards and take the safety.
And that kind of sums up the day for this offense. I mean, nothing has really gone your way. Now you give up the safety. Tell you what, this team's got a lot of work to do over this next week to get better, to improve. This was a bad day.
They'll boot it away from their own 20 after taking the safety.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Ready to fire from the pistol. They go to the ground. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the 4th quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
We've reached a 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. They're going to ride this running back.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
We'll see if they go back to the run here on 3rd down. Give to the single back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free.
He lets one fly deep. And it's caught inside the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive. They come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Wide receiver shows motion. They'll give it to the back. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. Looks like the offense will just take a knee. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Great start to the season. That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout the season. But 1-0, that's where you want it to be.
And I think if you're the coaching staff of this winning team, you've got to like what you've just seen. First game of the year, there was tremendous effort on the field. Guys flying around, flying to the football, trying to make the plays necessary to win this game. They definitely made a few mistakes, but that's what practice is for. And if you're the coaching staff, I think you're very, very positive right now moving forward.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
And that is a pass to Deshaun Stribling from Dame Flores. See, is that it? Here is a 29-yard touchdown pass from Flores to Brennan Presley. Is that it? Here's another one. This is the Bowman touchdown. And Bowman's only touchdown of the game. That was, I think, in the fourth quarter. Yep, that was in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes to go. That was the beginning of the fourth quarter. We're going to show you that one more time, this time for another angle. Here's kind of from the air. For the touchdown, and that you've seen it twice on replay and once live as well. So, and now this is the final play of the game for the Cowboys as they've needed out for a victory, and that would do it. Oklahoma State again with the win, 53-0. I know I realize that my mic must be done from the statistics. I'm not going to go over the statistics you saw on the screen. So again, Oklahoma State with the win, they improved to 1-0 on the year. OU will test loss, they fall to 0-1 on the year. Oklahoma State, their next game, they will take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Pretty sure they'll play Arkansas Razorbacks. Let me double check on that. Yep, they'll take on the Arkansas Razorbacks next week. There'll be a good game there. See how that one goes. Oklahoma State 1-0 going into this one. OU will be 0-1. Their next game will be against the Houston Cougars. So we'll see how OU bounce back in that game against Houston next week. Again, let's take a look at the players of the week. Lee Hunter from the UCF Bulls, or Knights, excuse me, will get the defensive player of the week. And the offensive player goes to Jamal Hayes with their big win against Florida State in the Aer Lingus Classic kickoff in Dublin. As a final score of 65-31 was the final score there. And UCF loses, excuse me, despite Hunter being the player of the a high rated player out of that game. They do lose to FCS West 35-32, the final score in that one. That was week 0's players of the week. Let's take a look at the conference standings. After one game, Georgia Tech at the top of the ACC, followed by Boston College, Clemson, California, Clemson, and Duke to finish out the top 5 or 6 for the Big 12. Oklahoma State down at the bottom of the conference, but they will hopefully start moving up in the conference. They will have a lot of ground to make up. Arizona also gets a win in week 0. BYU gets the win the first of the game, first of the season. A lot of games have not happened, so UCF has lost and West Virginia has win. They're at the bottom of the conference, so we'll see. Should look differently. We will look at that in just a bit once we go from one thing to the other. Let's say the top 25 going in to this week to see how we think it's going to shake up from this. Florida State losing, that will drop them some. Oklahoma State with the win over OU, they should move up some there. Any other big losses in the top 25? No other big losses as of now. In the top 25. Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Jadar Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Teta Argula McMillan, if I pronounce his name wrong, first name not wrong, I do apologize, are your top contenders for the Heisman Trophy going into the next week. Again, Oklahoma State will take on the Arkansas Razorbacks next. We'll see. We're gonna look at the conference standings, Big 12, top 25 standings after this. Also to see about our recruiting as well. So there you have it. Those are the thing. All right. So let's look at the top schools in recruiting. Our championship contender goes up to a the championship contender goes up to an A. The program edition goes up to a B plus. Oklahoma State in the top schools ranked A minus. There is 24th. They move up in the top 25. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Talk about the recruiting. So John Naney, or Nanny, how you want to say his name, Nanny, reached his top. Has reached his top 5 schools. So as Tony Dos Castro and Diego Stump. So as Rob Canasco, top 8 schools. Connor Holman, he's reached his top 8 schools. Parker Cobb, top 8 schools. Mateo Portilla, top 8 schools. And so has him. So defensive Big 12 defensive player of the week, Colin Oliver. He really did have a big game there, as you can see. 12 tackles for losses, 6 sacks, and 16 TOT, whatever that is. I'm trying to remember what that is. He is the 12 defensive player of the week, so congratulations to our Ollie Gordon, or sorry, Colin Oliver, the right outside linebacker for us, getting that. He also is the National Defensive Player of the Week as well. The offensive player goes to Chris Bell from the Louisville Cardinals. He's a wide receiver after they beat FCS Southeast 59-14, the final score there. That was national. The Big 12 offensive player was Shedeur Sanders from the Buffalo Colorado Buffaloes. The ACC was Cal as a defensive player, and of course, Chris Bell, the American, Chad Stevens from ECU, and offensively Seth Hennigan from Memphis for the American for the Big 12. Shooter Sanders, Colin Oliver for the Big 10. Jay Higgins and Deshaun Holden. And then for Conference USA, Michael Clark and Cordell David. Independence was UMass's Jalen Hudson and UConn's Skylar Bell. The MAC, Ali Sad, and hopefully I pronounced that name right. Leave the left end from the Bowling Green. And then Buffalo's CJ Ongabona from the quarterback there. That's from the MAC. Mountain West, Hezekiah Anunhu Ambrosio and Spencer Pateras. Pac-12, both from Washington, the players from Oregon. Newstein Molina and John Mateer. Jalen McLeod for defensive player for the SEC for the week. And for the offensive player for the SEC was Dylan Bell. The Sun Belt Marshals Brandon Braxton and Billy Poland from Louisiana Monroe. And that is your players of the week. Again, Colin Oliver getting the defensive player for nationally and for the Big 12. So, way to go, Colin Oliver there. The Heisman watch, still unchanged there. We'll see as we get going if we can have that. Of course, Colorado having two players, Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders. Now let's look at the conference standings going into week 1. Oklahoma State in the Big 12 are now above TCU, Texas Tech, UCF, and West Virginia, but they are below Kansas State, Kansas, Iowa State, Houston, Colorado, Cincinnati. BYU has 2 wins. Baylor, Arizona State, and Arizona. They will play Arizona State, Baylor, BYU, and Colorado, and I think Kansas State. I forget. There's some other ones they play as well, but in terms of rated higher, let me look. Yes, they play number 11 Utah. Still have yet to play them. There are 15 Kansas State. They still have yet to play them, but that's not high of the rankings, but it's higher than the Big 12 standings. So that's according to that. It's not so much the national rankings, but the Big 12 standings there. And then they got Baylor and BYU are in the conference. So is Arizona State, and definitely Colorado also ahead of them in the Big 12. I'm pretty sure as well. I forgot. Let me look. Yes. The only ones on the schedule that are left, besides they're not ahead of them in the Big 12 standings, but ahead of them in the rankings, Utah, and then of course you got Texas Tech, and then West Virginia is not right ahead of them in the standings, but they still have to, I think, still have to play them. So there's a long way to go, but it's only the first game of the season, so you have a long ways to go. Oklahoma State Moving up in the top 25, they are now 13th. The teams that only ahead of them are Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Ole Miss, Alabama, Penn State, uh, Notre Dame, Michigan, Missouri, Utah, and Tennessee. Georgia had a win against Clemson, 43-20, barely beat Clemson. Ohio State beat Akron 35-17. Texas beat Colorado State 17-13. Oregon beat FCS Northwest 69-0. Ole Miss beat FCS East 34-3. Alabama beat Western Kentucky 45-20. And Penn State beat West Virginia 35-27. Notre Dame beating Texas A&M 31-21. Michigan beating Fresno State 26-3. Missouri beating FCS Midwest 38-10. Utah beating FCS West 50-17. And then Tennessee beating FCS Southeast 42-10. And of course, Oklahoma State beating OU 53-0, dropping them all the way to the 23rd. So they dropped. They dropped from 14 to 23. Oklahoma State went from 18 to 13. Outside the top, other teams in the top 25, Arizona at 14, moving up from 16th to 14. Kansas State going up from 19 to 15. USC from 25 to 16. Louisville from 20 to 17. Kansas from 21 to 18 after that win over FCS West 56 to 21. And then NC State going up from 22 to 19. Miami going up 23 from 23 to 20. And then LSU falling from 21 to 13. And then Clemson dropping from 17 to 13. OU dropping from 14 to 23. Washington going from unranked to ranked. And then Florida State dropping from 11 to 25. But that beat down. They dropped from 11. They dropped going into week 1 after that loss to Georgia Tech. But then they went up probably just a little bit there. They beat Boston College 38-35. They barely barely win there. If NC State can beat Tennessee, North Carolina State if North Carolina State can beat Tennessee, Michigan beat Texas. Those are the ones that we can have an upset from. Plus, Wayne State beating Oregon, Middle Tennessee State beating Ole Miss, Alabama beating USF beating Alabama, Bowling Green beating Penn State, Illinois beating Notre Dame, which happened in real life, so it's possible it can happen. Oklahoma State would move up the rankings. So, talk about some of the matchups you'll see in week 2 that we might show you, or we might not. Just depends on. We definitely are going to show you the North Carolina Charlotte game. That should be a good game there. Then we have BYU and SMU, Oklahoma State, Arkansas State, Appalachian and State and Tennessee, or sorry, Clemson, Bowling Green and Penn State, Buffalo and Missouri, Auburn and Cal, Charlotte and North Carolina. That's a good in-state rivalry there. Colorado, Nebraska rivalry there. Duke and Northwestern. Then Northwestern and Duke. FCS Southeast and Miami, Kansas and Illinois, Kansas State and Tulane, Mississippi State and Arizona State, Army and Florida Atlantic, Pitt and Cincinnati should be a good big rivalry there. Any other rivalries to mention? A big matchup between Texas and Michigan. Oklahoma State will move up the rankings. No matter who wins this game, Oklahoma State will move up in the rankings. No matter who wins this game, Oklahoma State wins their game against Arkansas, they will move up in the rankings. Because how either number 9 will go down, lose their first game of the season, or number 3, Texas will. But that is the big matchup there. We got a former Big 12 matchup for 1 year. That one, Jacksonville State against Louisville. That should be an interesting game. Kennesaw State. They're in one of their first year as an FBS team after being an FCS independent. Another early Big 12 matchup between Utah and Baylor. Yep, so that's interesting. And then we have Liberty and New Mexico State. Battle the unbeaten there in Las Cruces. This is taking Washington State. Battle between NC State. Here's the top 25 matchups. Number 13, Oklahoma State against Arkansas. Of course, that's our game. Appalachian State and Clemson. Bowling Green and Penn State. Buffalo and Missouri. FCS Southeast and Miami. Kansas and Illinois. Kansas State and Tulane. USF and Alabama. FCS Southwest. Another FCS Southwest team taking on the number 1 in Georgia. Texas and Michigan. Big matchup there. That I think is the big game. I think that's a nationally televised broadcast. And that's Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler calling that one in our game. So that should be an interesting matchup. We will show you that one. That's the Ann Arbor. Ones that we're going to show you besides that are NC State and Tennessee. It should be an interesting matchup there. Another one we will show you besides that is there was another in there was another matchup that was in stay out. That's not in the top 25. It must be in the. There it is, Charlotte and North Carolina. That's going to be a good matchup in state battle between those two schools. There's another rivalry here somewhere. There it is, Nebraska and Colorado. It's going to be a good one. We're going to find out while it symbols under TV menus. We got this one. Looks like a TV antenna with a little signal, and then you have like a little uh, what looks like Chromecast or uh, where you throw your screen upon your phone screen or whatever onto the TV. That looks like that. Well, I don't know what that means. And then you have another one that is this one right here between Texas and Michigan. I don't know what that means. It's this little symbol with the United States below it. We will have to find out what that one means. We're gonna find out what all these mean. We're gonna do FCS. We're gonna do one of each, so you can see that what are the broadcast symbols meaning. We'll do that. So we'll do Michigan and Texas to get that symbol. We'll do the battle between Iowa and Iowa State, the Cyhawk Trophy, to get that symbol plus our game is that symbol I think as well. The symbol for this, the one we're going to show you, is going to be the one that we're going to show you that is, yeah, our symbol is that one. All right. So PRS, well, this one, of course, because it's our game, but the one that we're going to show you for this symbol will be either UAB and Yale Monroe or uh, or uh, let me look at week one and see if I can figure out what some of these were, because I don't think we had a matchup that had the U.S. symbol below the thing last week. Let me make sure. Yesterday was Georgia and Clemson. Which I didn't show that one. I'm sorry, sure didn't show that one, but we will have that one on an exhibition. One won't be as big, but let's look at Oklahoma. Let's look at Bedlam. Where is Bedlam? So that little symbol means uh, Race Davis and David Pollock and Justin Palmer. The one I guess the one with the map on it probably means Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler. And then I have no idea on this one if that's the same thing or not. Because if that's them, then that frozen our broadcast. I don't know. That's what we're gonna find out this week with. I think we had 2 weeks of the little symbol for Oklahoma. Yep. So we're gonna have that one for that one, and then we'll have first one we have for that one is that one. We'll do that one or that one or that one or even that one. I think we'll do that one since that's a good matchup there. I think. Yeah. No. No. I think we'll do this one as that one, East Carolina and Old Dominion. That's be the one we do as that symbol, and then we got the other symbol. We'll find out between Texas and them, but we also will do this symbols in our game. That's just because we like to do the rivalries when we can, and we forgot to do Clemson and Georgia, but it's okay. Always next season. I just forgot. Not advance it, but we want to advance it past this. We will get these games played between Michigan and Texas, Iowa and Iowa State, of course Oklahoma State and Arkansas. Is that it? Of course we'll be doing Coastal Carolina and Liberty and that dynasty for Liberty, and then with Coastal Carolina, I forget who we have in that one. But those are the matchups there. So the matchup, the one that has different, the one with the state on it, the United States with the little broadcast aerial symbol is. Here it is. The Texas and Michigan game. I think that's the big game of the week or something like that. I think it's like some type of game of the week or something like that, or big game or something. I don't know. Well, let me find out. I will let you know that in a minute. I will let you know. I will let you know at now. Remember, I think I'm gonna play as new character.
It's now time to select your team. Do you want to build a team from the ground up or take over an established contender? Pay attention to each team's prestige rating, represented by the number of stars next to each team's name. Teams with a higher prestige will be ready to compete for the college football playoff right away, while lower prestige teams provide a greater challenge to build into contenders. The choice is up to you.
I think we'll do Michigan because I think it'd be bigger if Oklahoma State uh wound up going up a little bit further than if Michigan had won or Michigan had lost. So I think I'll control as Michigan.
And now you'll choose to create a coach of your own or use an existing one. By creating a custom coach, you will be able to fully customize your congratulations. It's
Let me add this guy's name. I will be good. I'm just gonna tell him Mike Malloy. Mike Malone. And back. There you go. Just for sake of this video. Alright, now we're good there. And I will go back and get this. Show you. Yep, that means the EA Sports Game of the Week is Michigan and Texas. That means Game of the Week. Okay. Alright. That I figured that's what that meant. Let me save this. Type in Oklahoma State. Oh, so that means Game of the Week. Then what is the other one? So I mean, we're gonna go back to team schedule. Nope. Scores and schedule. We're gonna find one of these ones here. We'll do Marshall and Virginia Tech. That should be it. No, that's not one of those. Okay. We'll do UAB. You know that's one of those symbols. So let's go and get them. Members, and we'll let you know that symbol is new character. We'll do UAB, which is conference. Nope. I think we'll control them as either UAB or we'll control them as Monroe. I think UAB. Yeah, that's yeah. So those are the matchups here. We'll see plus Iowa State, but we'll leave it at that for today. So we're gonna go back out of this. Oops, we're gonna sorry, save. We're gonna leave it at that. Yeah. I don't know if we need. I don't think we'll move up yet. We'll see if I lose at any point during this time playing really hard teams. I mean, Oklahoma is sort of kind of they didn't really have a good. They're kind of not as good as they were type of team. So we'll see how that goes when we take on the number 11 Utah or number 3 Texas. Excuse me, as number 9 Michigan. But so the game of the week meaning the so we missed one game of the week, which was Georgia. We'll do that tomorrow in Play Now. So you will still get to see that matchup. Actually, we'll get to see that matchup in our other Dynasty. I'll show you what I mean. So it'll still be played, and so you'll just ignore that. I'll show you what I mean. Don't think we had any games of the week here. Nope. Fair play for St. Jordan Tech. There's another one that on that we have to do there. So we have the rivalry game between Liberty and Coastal Carolina, of course. Let me go back to there it is. That's the game of the week. So let me show you. Let me get that. That's the central members. New character. Let's get it here. Who it is? Comes in was or in Georgia. I'll do Georgia. Where'd Georgia go? Where'd Georgia? Oh, there's Georgia. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. There's Georgia. Coach. Neil Holmes. Signed contract. Shay, that is the game of the week. Power game plus game of the week. Really big game then. There you have. That's how you get. That's how you get that game in, as big as you can get it there. Quick. All right, so that's how you do that. That's how you also play more than one game or more than one team. He can just keep on retire, and he takes up 1 or 2 spaces to 2 at the that takes up 3 spaces plus 2, and then, or just one other space besides your team at a time, and then you just and they'll go and do it like that. So I'll do it until next time. This has been the Tour sign off until the next game, which will be tomorrow against Georgia and Clemson, and then we'll know Texas and Michigan, and then we'll do Coastal Carolina and Liberty, and then we'll do Liberty. We'll do back-to-back Liberty games. So here's what I'll do: Monday will be Georgia and Clemson. Oh, sorry, back-to-back Coastal Carolina games. Excuse me. So you got Monday, which is Georgia and Clemson. Tuesday will be uh, Liberty and Coastal Carolina. So Georgia and Clemson Monday. Liberty and Coastal Carolina Tuesday. Mi- uh, uh, Michigan and Texas on Wednesday. And then Liberty, or sorry, Coastal Carolina and whoever they played last season to start the. And then Oklahoma State, Arkansas. Be the ones matchups for this week. And then the final one that actually is Iowa and Iowa State, and then we'll look at some other ones and see if we want to do any other ones from Oklahoma State's one for week 2. None from week 2 from Liberty, Coastal Carolina. I mean, the Liberty and Coastal Carolina Dynasty modes. We won't do any week 2 matchups. We'll do week 2 from the Oklahoma State one going from this point forward. That way we don't have to be multiple times. So what I mean by that is uh, we will do each dynasty modes week 2 of the actual team, but the other matchups will be only from the Oklahoma State one. So meaning the other matchups we do other than Oklahoma State, Coastal Carolina, and Liberty will be coming from the Oklahoma State dynasty. Liberty and Coastal Carolina's dynasty will be just that team from that. I was hoping to do it all in one, but next year I think I will do it. Or next time the game comes out, we do it all in one. Not the next dynasty. I don't want to start another dynasty ever and do another season. Unless I do more than one character, but I want to take up more spaces for that and that neglects it. No, they'll do other matchups. So that'll do it. Until next time, you can submit the tour. Sign up. Until next time, keep on YouTube, everybody. We'll see you all next time.